2016 Alpha Industries SA Kart Championships is proudly supported by Alpha Industries, JK Tuning, J&A Kart Tuning, Omega Racing Kart Australia, Bridgestone, Extreme Marquees, Adelaide Oil, Molly Duke Hawaiians, Fitness to Podium, The Bridgewater Inn, Dunlop, MG Tyres, Team BRM, Sprint Auto Parts Manapara, Modbury Press, Fresh 92.7, and DPE Kart Technology. Hi, and welcome to round one of the 2016 SA Sprint Karting Championships here at the Mount Young Raceway, located in Whyalla, about 370 k's outside of Adelaide. Now, 2016 is promising to be a really good weekend with over $50,000 up for grabs, thanks to our corporate sponsorship. But not to mention that blue plate, which all our drivers are vying to win. Now, 2016 sees a lot of new additions, one of them being a new 5-round series instead of a 3-round we saw in 2015. We also see a new tyre compound for these classes. We've seen the new Dunlop DFMs being used, along with the MG Red Whites. Another good addition as well is a lot of these junior drivers now move up to seniors, so we're going to see a lot of new rivalries coming through throughout this year. So sit back, relax, enjoy the show, but before we hit the racing for the finals, let's take a closer look at this track. Now let's take a look at your Alpha Industries Tag 125 Heavy Grid. Starting off in pole position, he's had a dominant weekend so far. Luke Bergens in first place. Right alongside of him, Simon Enright, driving for Snarty Course Australia in second. In row 2, we have Brandon Stilwell, starting off in third position. Right alongside of him, Bradley Ellis in Amiga, starting off in fourth. Row 3, Blake Mooney making a return to go-kart racing, starting off in 5th. Right alongside him, Andrew Cash for DR Racing Karts in 6th. Row 4, we got Scott Harper, the local whyalla boy, starting off in 7th place. Right alongside him, Greg Stilwell, the father of Brandon Stilwell, starting off in 8th. And on the final row, Paul Williams starting off in 9th position for Snarty Course Australia. And right alongside him, Adrian Simmons starting off in 10th. Now Luke Bergens has had this racing all to himself this weekend so far. Let's see if a couple of these other drivers can stay with him in this final race. So Luke Bergens, Simon Enright on the front row here. Nice even pace. Will we get a green light this time around? Yes, and they're off. The final of the Tag 125 Heavy class. Brandon Stilwell slides up the inside there of Simon Enright. Assumes that position. Simon Enright dives up back up the inside though. Gets the job done. Oh, you see a spinner at the back here, Greg Stilwell. Just lost the rear and Scott Harper got into him. Back up front, Luke Bergens, big lead already as we've seen from this weekend so far. Simon Enright second place. Bradley Ellis slides up the inside of Blake Mooney there. This Tag 125 Heavy class. Shoulders out racing. Blake Mooney straight back up the inside for Bradley Ellis there. These Tag 125 heavy boys don't mess around. It's the final of the Alpha Industries SA Kart Championships here at Whyalla. The Tag 125 class. Oh, Bradley Ellis just lost the rear there. Oh no. Big incident there between Bradley Ellis and Blake Mooney. You see a bit of arguing going on there. Bradley Ellis' race is over. Looks like he'll pull it off. Blake Mooney should rejoin as long as he's got no issues. Unfortunate for those two drivers. Let's have a look at a replay at that incident. So you see as they're coming down the straight, Blake Mooney's in front of Bradley Ellis. Bradley Ellis pulls out. Blake Mooney just lost that rear under brakes actually, and Ellis just went straight on the back of him. I think that would just be viewed as a racing incident on that one. No malicious acts on behalf of any of those drivers. Just one of those things that unfortunately happened. Back to the racing. Luke Bergen's big lead already, as we've seen this weekend. Qualified on pole position. Dominated all three heat races. And we see him again controlling the lead here in the final for the Tag 125 heavy class. Simon Enright just hasn't had the answer to his pace this weekend. And Brandon Stillwell slots himself into third place by the looks of it. These drivers have 27 laps on the board to complete, so it's going to be a long, grueling race here. Hot, sticky conditions here in Whyalla. See further back. Great race going on between Adrian Simmons and Scott Harper here. Scott Harper's all over the back of Adrian here, so tries to get up the inside, going to turn one. Can't get it done. Oh, just loses the rear there, Scott Harper, so that's going to affect his momentum going down this straight here. See, Adrian just pulled that little bit of a margin on Scott. Greg Stillwell there, still behind these two, trying to catch up after spinning at the start of the race. And you see Blake Mooney manages to rejoin the race. And in about a lap or two, he'll probably be showing the blue and red flag, because you see the leaders here coming up behind him, so he'll get shown the blue and red flag, and his race will be over. He'll pull in the pits. Oh no! Something's gone wrong with Scott Harper. He's pulling the kart off to the inside of the track. His race is done. You see Blake's just pulled into the pits there, but unfortunately an issue with Scott Harper, and his race is over as well, so these karters are starting to drop like flies. We had two karters that did not start the race, Andrew Cash and Paul Williams, so from the word go, we're already two drivers down. And now in a matter of 9 laps, we've lost another 3, so we're down to 5. But up front though, Luke Bergen still leads the way comfortably from Simon Enright. Brandon Stillwell still sitting in 3rd place. 4th place, Adrian Simmons. And Greg Stillwell, the father of Brandon Stillwell, sitting in 5th place. But you see Luke Bergen's here. Definitely under control of this race. He's not pushing too hard, just taking it nice and easy. Same thing with Simon Enright. I think Simon Enright realises he just doesn't have any answers for Luke Bergen, so he's just driving comfortably, trying to bag some points for the championship here. Making sure he finishes this race. And knowing they are battling for a round victory here. All points count towards that blue plate at the end of the season. So you don't want to be getting involved in any instances or taking yourself out of a race and costing yourself points, which may cost you the blue plate at the end of the year. This is round 1 of the Alpha Industries SA Sprint Kart Championships 125 heavy final here at Whyalla. We're on lap 12 of 27. You see Greg Stillwell now is caught up behind Adrian Simmons. So Greg's actually pushed really hard to bridge that gap up to Adrian. showing some really quick pace aboard his kart there. Pulls up right behind him. Will he pull out and have a dive down the inside? No, he thinks better of it. Lap 13 of 27. See, Luke Bergens is lapping at a really quick pace, so in about 3 or 4 laps time he'll probably catch up to both Adrian and Greg, and those two will both be showing the blue and red flag, so we'll lose another 2 drivers from this race. So Greg has another look there, realising he couldn't get the job done on that corner, so he decided to pull back in behind Adrian. You see Luke Bergens, as I said before, he's gaining on these 2 drivers here on screen at the moment really quickly. So I would say probably next lap they'll be showing the blue and red flag. Simon Enright still sits in 2nd place. Brandon Stewart still 3rd place. 16 of 27 laps down. And there you see blue and red flag being shown to these 2 drivers here. So their race is over. Greg Stewart dives up the inside. These 2 drivers are continuing the race. And they've both been shown the blue and red flag, so they should have gone in their pits that lap. But they've continued on, so hopefully they don't hinder Luke's race and cause an incident for him. Luke's an experienced driver, so he won't risk trying to pass these drivers up front here. In saying that, he does. He passed Adrian there. So the blue and red flag still getting shown to these drivers, and they still continue. So you see Greg, he hands that position back to Adrian because he realised he shouldn't have passed him in the first place, because they both should have gone to the pits where they finished when they crossed the line. So I think they've now have acknowledged receiving the blue and red flag, and you'll see him go in this lap. But it's very lucky that he didn't cause any instances with Luke Bergens at the front there. And as you see, both hands go up for both drivers, so both Adrian and Greg are going to pull in the pits. Their race is done, but they both finished 4th and 5th respectively for this race. So now we're down to 3 karts battling it out. Lap 19 of 27. It's turning into a race of who can last the distance. So you see each driver is spread evenly. The gap between 1st and 2nd, 2nd and 3rd. Both Simon Enright, Luke Bergens and Brandon Stillwell. Looks like they're all in cruise mode at the moment, so they're all just going to look at banking points here. But Luke Bergens definitely deserves this round victory after I said he's dominated this weekend. Qualifying on pole, getting 3 heat wins. As long as nothing happens to his cut in this race, he'll pick up the final win and the round win and assume 1st place in the championship. Brandon Stillwell on screen here for G4 Security and Ian Williams Tuning. Brandon's the 3-time 125 Superkart champion of Australia. He's won back to back to back. You see him looking down here, so don't tell. Oh no, Brandon puts his hand out, so something's wrong with Brandon's kart now, and he pulls in the pit, so his race is done. So we're down to 2 karts now. Very unfortunate for Brandon Stillwell. You get 3rd place for this race, but some sort of mechanical issue is taking him out of this race. The lap 3 of 27, Luke Bergens leads the way here. Pulls out the foot. Oh no! Luke Bergens slowing down as well. Shaking his head goes in the wheel. Something's gone wrong with his kart. He looks back, sees Simon Enright pass him. You're seeing him crawl to a slow pace. His race is over. Very unfortunate for Luke Bergens. He's very disappointed with that result. Now as you see, the checker flag comes out for Simon Emright. Simon's the last man standing on the track here. No one else left to run. You see Simon's a bit confused here. He doesn't know what's going on. Ask Luke there what's going on. But congratulations to Simon. Now let's take a look at the 2016 Alpha Industries Tag 125 Heavy final results. Simon Enright picks up the win. Last man standing in that race. Second place, unfortunate result for Luke Bergens. Was leading from start to finish, but unfortunately just a bit of a mechanical issue at the other end. Brandon Stilwell picks up third. Fourth place, Adrian Simmons. Fifth place, Greg Stilwell. Sixth place, Scott Harper. Seventh place, Blake Mooney. Eighth place, Bradley Ellis, unfortunately involved in the early race incident. And 9th and 10th place, Andrew Cash, Paul Williams did not start that final race. Well, that wraps up our coverage here for the 2016 Alpha Industries SA Cutting Championships Round 1 here in Whyalla. We hope you can tune in for the 30th of April and the 1st of May for Round 2 at Mount Gambier. Thank you.